Welcome to Jav's Gym, where we pull together professional workout plans for execs looking to get their wet bods in shape. We're bringing together a diverse range of ETs, that's executive trainers, from across the world of sport and neighbouring industries who'll be sharing their top tips on how to accelerate your professional and personal development. This is Executive Gains. Jay, my guy, welcome.
How are you?
How are you, bro? Not too bad. Welcome to the Executive Gains Gym, where we focus on professional and personal development. Before we get into today's workout, I'd just love to know a bit more around your professional fitness journey.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting one for me, Jay. I know we often have conversations around, the industry that we're in currently, but I came from the music and entertainment field and background with Universal Records, working with a lot of brands. So that's my background, but in 2020 I transitioned into the D&I role at Fulham Football Club, and it's gone from strength to strength.
D&I, definitely a term or phrase in which we're hearing a lot more prevalently across sport and the corporate world. How do you speak to that in your role, and what does it mean to you?
D&I, EDI, EDNI, there's so many different versions of it, but my sort of understanding from it and what it means to me would be diversity and inclusion. So diverse group of people, inclusive, so inclusive to all, so inclusivity. And speaking to this directly in a sporting context means diversifying workforces, diversifying playing teams, diversifying supporter bases, recruiting different ways, ensuring that it's an inclusive recruitment process. It's ensuring that everyone feels valued, respected within the organisation. There's so many different elements to it, but that's what it means to me. It means for everyone, to narrow it down, it really means giving everyone a fair crack at the whip.
Cool. Well, we have a full body workout today. A bit core, arms, legs, a bit cardio, which we all love.
Yeah.
And we'll look at resting and what that entails. Today we love Core Day. We're looking at your values and fundamental behaviours that center you as a person. Jay, what's some of your core values?
If I was to narrow it down to 3 words, I would use integrity, perseverance, and equity. When I speak about integrity, all my dealings and relationships are dealt with good faith. And then when you speak about perseverance, it's constantly working hard and overcoming adversity and any challenges that may arise. Equity, so understanding, people's perception and how things are from people's lenses. Those are my 3 core values. Touch your toes. You should feel the strain here.
I feel it everywhere. Moving on to arms.
Looking a bit skinny at the moment.
Hey, we're still here to work on, aren't we?
Okay.
Arms for us, we're looking at your reach, your ambition, and having the strength to grab an opportunity with both hands. How do you go about setting your goals, both professionally and personally?
Personally, I think they go hand in hand. So you look at where you are professionally to understand what you can achieve personally. So if I look at my career and what benefits I'm getting from my career or where I'm currently sitting in my career, I can then sort of navigate where I am personally. If you look at my personal goals, I look at where I've gone from, where I am till date, and also where I want to get to in the next 2 to 3 years. I think identifying personal goals, you do short, medium and long term. I think the short term goals are normally around what you want to do and achieve in a small space of time. Mid-term, of course, a bit longer than that, and then long-term, sort of more aspirational, futuristic goal setting. I tend to look at my goal setting times in my holiday periods and my sort of, break periods where I can really sit back and have a holistic view of where I'm at. Celebrating the small wins, I don't think people do enough, but I do that myself. I think it gives me that extra strength of motivation to go again.
And when it comes to goals, they're definitely a solid foundation. It's like we're looking at how you stay consistent, steady, and stand tall in the face of adversity. Essentially, the unglamorous things that we tend to forget. That's where our legs all come into play. We're very much looking at how does Jamie keep himself steady, consistent, but most importantly, how do you stand tall through the ups and downs? How do you keep yourself motivated to do all that, bro?
I think firstly, I think it's important to speak to people. Keep, people around you that keep you going throughout good times and bad times as well. And I tend to do that. I have a good, family orientation around me. I've got a good friend, good circle like yourselves. I think through, hard challenges, I tend to speak to people and they uplift me and, motivate me. But then also, how do I stay steady and ready and consistent? I think it's to ensure that I have the best version of myself. I think for me, I'm a self-motivator and self-starter. I look at adversity in my own life and I sort of look back to then and where I am now and then smile because I'm like, wow, we've come a long way. And that sort of gives me that extra strength to go again and feel good about myself. And that's looking back at the journey, right, as you say. I feel you need to really understand yourself and why you're in this business. There's not always going to be, wins on a daily basis. I think if we look at diversifying, workforces or supported bases, speaking around diversity and inclusion, it's more longer term, wins. But the small wins are probably like, the campaigns that come across or the things you put together in a small space of time. I look at myself and I go away and I celebrate them because I think that gives me that strength to then celebrate the bigger goals and the bigger aspirations when they do come.
Small wins lead to big wins, of course.
So basically what we're going to do just this one.
All right.
So pressure on this leg.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have one leg raised in the air.
Okay.
And then we're going to use our hands to sort of keep balance.
Okay, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Check it all out.
Cardio is all about the keep. How do you keep going? How do you keep rhythm? How do you keep pace? But more importantly, how hard do you push yourself?
I push myself really hard to achieve excellence. I think I set myself high standards, and I think that's from sort of my values, but also the family orientation that I'm around. I think we set a high standards. Also, my organisation has high standards as well, and I know that I need to meet and exceed those standards as well. But I also understand that between that high standard, you need a balance of well-being as well. You need to, ensure that you're mentally, physically able to achieve. And I do that through speaking to people, understanding that I am someone that may suffer from burnout if I'm not, kept within a safe haven of, mental awareness.
Yeah.
So I do that through calmness and also peace. Little breaks, self-trips are really, really important for me.
Love that. It's your favourite day, rest day. This is how you pull back into your glass and rejuvenate mind and body.
Our hands flat on the ground. You're gonna shut your eyes and just think about somewhere nice, quiet and chilled.
I feel like I'm levitating. Done a bit of core, done the arms, legs, cardio. And perhaps to some people, the most important part is definitely rest, because you can't be going at 100 miles per hour all day, every day. When we look at how you pour back into yourself as a vessel, your mind, your body, what does Jamie do for downtime? What's he watching? What's he listening to? or what's keeping him ticking over?
Downtime, there's not a lot of that. But
You've got to find time for that.
But I think is important, definitely. I think I mentioned it earlier around them self-trips mentally and understanding that it's, fast-paced environment and you're sort of expected to produce on a daily basis everything at 100%. So obviously going away with, loved ones, speaking to people as well within the ecosystem around, some of the challenges you may have. And I think that is self-soothing as well, because you start to understand it's not only you in that predicament, in that environment. So that's sort of the rest, because I like to understand the challenges and why they came about. But then again, I'm going into sort of self-trips and mental trips away. I've actually taken up yoga as well. I was doing yoga. My partner's actually got me into yoga, and I think it's important to actually spiritually, understanding when you need to sort of come down and you sort of need to take that rest mentally and recharge yourself to go again.
And I think what's also important you said there is that sometimes in that moment of rest, although people may want to dismiss and forget everything, sometimes you find the best solutions to your challenges. Jay, it's been a pleasure having you on today.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks for having me.
No, you're welcome anytime, and hopefully see you soon.
Hope my arms have gone a bit bigger.
Yeah, well, I can see your progress already.
Cheers.
Right,
Thanks.
Cheers.